Hey guys, this is the Frisbee Authority, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Rebel Touch Black case for the iPod Touch 2G. First, I would just like to say this is a great case. I was a little skeptical to buy it at first, because in the past, I've always had plastic cases. I don't like the silicone rubber cases, because they just feel weird to me, and I know they attract lint, and I just don't think they have great protection, and they can rip and everything, and break really easily. But I saw a lot of reviews for the Capsule Rebel, which is the iPhone 3G version of this, and they were all great. You know, they all said that it was such a great product, and this was a really good price. It was only $25, and it came with all the great little extras. And so I decided to go with it, and I'm glad I did. Now let's get to the case. First of all, this case gives your iPod great protection. It has the spine on the back. You can see it, and that's, you know, hard plastic, like an acrylic case or something, so it gives it hard protection. You guys can hear that. But also, the rest of the case is rubber, and the case underneath the spine is kind of like silicone. It's a little different, but it's kind of like it. But the rubber that's actually exposed, you can see right there, it's kind of like a matte kind of finish. It's smooth, but it's not like silicone smooth. It's more like a matte finish, and you know, it's harder rubber, and it does not attract any lint at all, which is really nice, because I know like silicone cases attract lint. This rubber does not. But also, it gives it a grippy kind of feeling, so when you're holding your iPod, you know, you feel like it's not going to fall out of your hand. Also, this case feels really solid. I feel that if I drop this right now, it wouldn't do anything. I've heard stories of people dropping their, you know, iPhones and iPods with this case, and they said that the case may break or something, like the plastic from a high drop, but their iPhone or iPod is fine. See, if I drop this right now, it has really good shock protection because of the rubber on the inside, and that's one thing that I liked about this when I saw it. So, other things I like about this case, it has covers for the buttons. So you can see that there's a cover for the power button, and they feel really good. Like they say on the website, you know, tactile is key, and they're right, because it almost feels like you're pressing the real button, but you're actually not. You know, it's covered up, so it does not get any dust in there at all. And the volume buttons are covered too. You see them, and I'll show you that they actually do work. See, I can press it, and it turns on, and I can change the volume too. So they do work. And another thing about this, about the plastic and rubber, some like rubber cases, when you try to put them into your pocket or put them on a surface, they stick. But since this has the plastic on the back, it does not stick. So you can slip it into your pocket easily. But you also get the grip of the rubber. Like, see if I put this on here, it doesn't stick at all, because the plastic makes it not sticky. And the rubber is not really sticky at all anyway, but it's a little more sticky than the plastic. Now, another thing I like about this case, I know other cases have this too, but if you can see, the edges are raised. So even though I have a screen protector on here, when I put it down on the table, the screen will not touch the table or any other surface you put it on, so it won't get scratched up. And this case, it's also really, you know, tight on the edges. It like touches them really closely, so no dust or anything gets into it. Now another thing about the cover, you know, covering up all the ports, this case has a little dock connector. I can't get this in there with one hand, but this thing slips into the bottom, and it pretty much covers up that whole area. So when you're not using it, you can slip it in, and you won't get any dust in there at all. The only port that's exposed is the headphone jack, but you know, that's what you're going to be putting stuff into and taking stuff out of the most. So, you know, they could have included one, but it's not needed, and you know, dust really doesn't get in there because it's so tight around the edges. So, other than this accessory, they also included this, and you know, like I said in my unboxing video, this can be used for bigger headphones that won't actually fit in this hole, because you can see the hole is, I mean, pretty big, but still some headphones have a really big connector, and so they won't fit in. For example, my my computer speaker headphones, I sometimes plug in, or speakers, I sometimes plug into my iPod, and it's a really, really tight fit. I don't want to ruin the case, so I can just plug them into this, and this just plugs straight into there. And this thing does fit. I've tried it before, and it works perfectly. There's no distortion or anything. And final accessory, well, actually no, it's not the final accessory, but another accessory that came with it is the movie stand. And I really like that because the iPod did not come with a stand like the original iPod Touch. So I'll just show you that it does work. Put on Iron Man. And this has two sides. This side is for like more straight up viewing angle, and this is for a more laying back viewing angle. So here I can put it on this side and put it like that. Okay. Hold it more straight up. Or you can put it on the other side and lay it back a little bit more. So that's like if you're not sitting up higher or watching it from a higher angle, so that you can see it. And some people may ask, or some people may wonder that if this case affects the volume, because it is rubber, and the internal speaker is inside, underneath the case, so the speaker may mess with the volume, but it actually does not affect it at all. You can still hear it perfectly. And another accessory that came with this is this cloth. It's really smooth. I don't think it's microfiber, but it is like silk or something, so it is still really smooth. It won't scratch your iPod. You can use it to wipe the iPod and it will work perfectly, and it's free. And the iPod came with two screen protectors, and you can't really tell. I do have one on here right now. They are really clear. They're not like the anti-glare. So, they do scratch a little bit, but that's because they're not made out of glass like the iPod screen. And I'd rather those scratch than the iPod screen. And there is a cutout for the home button. And another thing I know some people have mentioned on other screen protectors, they don't cover up the part underneath the home button. It's just like a horseshoe kind of cut, but this thing has a circle cut and it covers up everything except for the home button. So it works perfectly. And my home button is not scratched at all, so that's fine. And yeah, so overall this is a great case. I would definitely buy it. Just go to switcheasy.com and you can go down and look at the product list, or it might come up, might be a little image on the front page. And it's only $25, $24.99, plus $3 for shipping and handling. And they have great customer service, so that's another bonus. Yes, I would definitely recommend buying this.